All right, so this morning I'm going to talk to you a little bit about these irregular polygons. It's a polygon because it has multiple sides, as you can see, and we have some measurements for some of those sides. We also have some sides that are missing measurements. So before we can really get into calculating the area and the perimeter of this guy, I need to figure out these missing sides. I can see that this one is 8 inches long. I can see that that's 5 inches. This chunk is 3. I'm not sure of this piece, but I can see this is 3 inches. This is 4, and I don't know this one. So let's start by what we can figure out. If I'm looking at this shape, and I think about it as 2 quadrilaterals, meaning 2 four-sided shapes, it's a little easier to picture what I have happening. If this side is 8 inches and this is 5, I know that this side down here would also have to be 5 inches. And the length of this entire side would be 8 inches. But I've taken this little chunk off here, and I need to figure the missing piece here. Well, I can see that this is 3 inches long. I can pretend that this is scooted all the way in here, so that would be in another 3. So 3 plus 3 is going to give me 6. So how do I go from 6 to 8? What is the difference between 6 and 8? Well, 8 minus 6 is 2. So this missing length here has got to be 2 inches. Now here I've also created just a regular quadrilateral, or what we might say a rectangle. If this side is 3, this side is 4, I know that this side up here would also be 4 inches. So now I've labeled all of the sides that I can see, which I'll need to calculate perimeter. And then I've also created 2 rectangles that I can calculate area using our length times width formula. So let's start by looking at the perimeter. Now we remember that the perimeter is the outside edge of this whole entire shape. So I'm going to have to add all of these little pieces. So I'm going to start on this side. I've got 8 plus that chunk up there, which is 5, plus this piece right here, which is 3, plus that chunk, which is 4, plus my edge right here, 3, plus another 4-inch side, plus this little 2-inch guy, plus one more 5-inch side. So the formula, or the equation for my perimeter, is going to have a lot of numbers I need to add together. I know you guys are really good at strategies for adding a whole bunch of add-ins. So I'm going to look at it as 8 plus 5, which I guess if I were to use my fingers, I could say 8 and count on 5. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then I need to go 13 plus 3. So 13, 14, 15, 16, plus this 4, 17, 18, 19, 20, plus another 3, 21, 22, 23, plus a 4, 24, 25, 26, 27, plus a 2, 28, 29, plus 5 more. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. So my total for all those sides would be 34, and then my unit, you can see, is inches. So my perimeter is 34 inches. Now that brings me back to calculating my area. Now in this case, I need to calculate the area first of this chunk, which is going to be an 8 by 5 inch rectangle. And remember, area is length times width, so I'm going to go 8 times 5. And then also figuring out the area of this little chunk, which is a 4 by 3, or 4 times 3. Well, I remember my 5 strategy says I can count by 5s 8 times, so I'm going to look at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So I know that 8 times 5 is 40. And then I'm going to look at 4 times 3, and I remember my 4 strategy says double the other factor. So 3 plus 3 is 6, and 6 plus 6 makes 12. Now, because these are actually put together or added together, I need to add these two products together. So 40 plus 12 is going to give me 52. And then I remember that my units were inches. And I remember that I used that tiny 2 to remind myself this is the area, not the perimeter. So in these irregular shapes, I start by breaking it apart into as many quadrilaterals as I need so I can easily calculate perimeter, which is adding all the sides, and easily calculate area by figuring out the area of 1, 2 quadrilaterals, and then adding them back together. I hope this helps you with that irregular area worksheet you have in your packets. Good luck, and I hope to talk to everybody soon. Bye.